In the heart of London's East End, in the narrow, fog-filled alleys of Whitechapel, a nightmare walked freely under the cover of darkness. A killer with no identity. No motive. No mercy. The world would come to know him as Jack the Ripper. More than 100 years later, his crimes continue to haunt true crime investigators, criminologists, detectives, and ordinary people who still wonder, who was this man who terrorized London? Why did he choose his victims? And how did he manage to vanish forever, leaving behind only fear, speculation, and mutilated bodies? Today, we walk back into the year 1888, the year the world's most mysterious serial killer left his signature on the pages of history. This is not just a story. It is a warning, a lesson in forensic development, and a chilling reminder of what happens when society fails to protect its most vulnerable. To understand the Ripper, you must first understand Whitechapel. In the late 1800s, London was a divided city. The wealthy lived in comfort while the poor struggled to survive in cramped slums. Whitechapel was the worst of them all. It was a place where poverty choked every street. Overcrowded lodging houses held entire families in single rooms. Crime was a daily occurrence. Prostitution was often the only way women could feed themselves. At night, the fog settled thick over the streets and gas lamps flickered against crumbling walls. Women walked alone, searching for clients to earn just a few pennies to pay for a bed. For many, danger wasn't a possibility. It was a guarantee. This environment created the perfect hunting ground for a killer who understood that the darkness and desperation of Whitechapel would hide his footsteps. On the morning of August 31, 1888, a carman named Charles Cross was heading to work when he discovered what he thought was a drunk woman lying on the ground in Bucks Row. But as he got closer, he realized the truth. Mary Ann Nichols, known as Polly, was dead. Her throat had been slashed. Her abdomen was mutilated. Police were called, though investigative techniques at the time were primitive. There was no fingerprinting, no DNA, and crime scenes were often contaminated by crowds before police even arrived. What they saw was shocking, but it was only the beginning. Just 8 days later, on September 8, the body of Annie Chapman was found behind 29, Hanbury Street. Her throat was slashed just like Polly Nichols, but this time, the killer escalated. He removed organs. This level of mutilation suggested knowledge of anatomy. Or perhaps, he simply had the confidence to take his time. Either way, London was terrified. The newspapers exploded with headlines. Fear spread quickly. Women in Whitechapel began walking in pairs, watching every shadow. And still, he struck again. On September 30, 1888, London experienced something unprecedented. 2 murders in a single hour. Elizabeth Stride. Found in Dutfield's yard, her throat slit but no mutilations. Some experts believe the killer was interrupted. Catherine Eddowes. Only 45 minutes later, he found another victim. Eddowes' murder was his most brutal yet. Her face was deeply slashed. Her organs were removed. Her body was positioned intentionally. This was no longer just murder. This was a message. Someone who signed a letter to the police as Jack the Ripper claimed responsibility. Whether the letter was real or a hoax is debated, but the name stuck, and from that moment, London's phantom killer had a title that would echo through history. Then came Mary Jane Kelly, murdered on November 9. Her death was unlike any of the others. Kelly was killed indoors, in her small room at Miller's Court. This gave the killer privacy. Time. and the opportunity to inflict horrific mutilations far more extreme than before. Investigators were horrified at the brutality. This was his grand finale, his darkest performance. But after Kelly, something strange happened. The murders stopped. To this day, no one knows who Jack the Ripper was. But dozens of suspects have been proposed. Some popular theories include: 1. A disgruntled doctor with surgical knowledge. Because of the organ removals, many believed the killer had medical training. 2. A local butcher or slaughterhouse worker. Someone used to handling knives and blood. 3. A wealthy man who entered Whitechapel only at night. Perhaps a man with a double life. 4. A member of the royal family or their servants. Conspiracy theories gained popularity due to the mysterious secrecy of the time. 5. A mentally unstable local man familiar with the area. Someone who blended in. But no suspect has ever been confirmed. What made Jack the Ripper so hard to catch? No forensic science. No proper crime scene management. Poor communication between police departments. A community overwhelmed by crime, poverty, and fear. The killer used the system's weaknesses to his advantage. Jack the Ripper changed the world of criminal investigations forever. His crimes pushed law enforcement toward better crime scene control, early forensic techniques, criminal profiling, public awareness and street safety. The Ripper case also brought global attention to the dangers faced by vulnerable women in poverty. It forced society to ask uncomfortable questions about how the poor were treated, how women were exploited, and how easily certain groups could become invisible. This case is a reminder that serial killers thrive where society fails to protect its most vulnerable. Even today, criminology students use the Ripper case to understand offender behavior patterns, geographic profiling, victim selection, escalation of violence. Jack the Ripper wasn't just a killer. He became the catalyst for modern criminal investigation. More than 130 years later, Jack the Ripper remains unidentified, undetected, and unforgettable. His name has become a symbol of fear and mystery. His crimes shaped both forensic science and the entire true crime genre. Whitechapel has changed, but the ghosts of 1888 still linger. The alleyways, the stories, the unsolved terror. They remind us that even the most horrific crimes can fade into history without justice. Jack the Ripper may have disappeared, but the lessons from his reign of terror remain as important today as they were in 1888. This case is more than just a story. It is a warning about what happens when communities are neglected, when justice is weak, and when predators go unchecked. Jack the Ripper walked into history as a nameless phantom. But the victims, Mary and Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, and Mary Jane Kelly, should never be forgotten. Their lives matter. Their deaths reshaped policing. Their story continues to teach the world about danger, vulnerability, and vigilance.